Shot down and he was barely 31. Another woke coward took a life with a gun. He left behind a wife and a daughter and a son. All he did was try to speak for all of us. And I'm so tired of the hatred and the narratives. The patriots ain't dangerous, woke people are the terrorists. They shot and killed the father, sent a message to Americans. They ain't gonna stop until they bury us. Dear Charlie, I don't know if you can see us now, but if heaven has a window, I sure hope you're looking down. Cause we ain't going quiet, we gon' scream your name loud. And you're gone, but I swear to God that we gon' make you proud. We ain't backing off or giving up, I'll preach what you taught me. They may have killed a soldier, but that man had an army. This is far more deep than some political parties. And you can't kill freedom, so this one is for Charlie. This ain't the America that all our parents love, but good men tried to keep making it great. Pray that God will take care of us, the system is failing us. When good men die for the things that they say, and I can't just be quiet, so I gotta be brave, cause this is America. Lately it's scaring us, but one good man can change it all in a day. Killed in cold blood for having a discussion, and liberals are celebrating murder like it's justice. You didn't kill a villain or the evil that it comes with. You killed a father and a husband. And I'm so tired of the left and all the wokery. We can't get along if you just kill us when we don't agree. Sniper rifle fire from a liberal that no one sees. Scared I might be next to die when I'm just buying groceries. Charlie, we'll make sure your children know that defending all our freedom is why you aren't coming home. I hope heaven has a window you can watch your children grow and hear your message echo from below. And we ain't backing off or giving up, I'll preach what you taught me. They may have killed a soldier, but that man had an army. This is far more deep than some political parties. And you can't kill freedom, so this one is for Charlie. This ain't the America that all our parents love, but good men tried to keep making it great. Pray that God will take care of us, the system is failing us. When good men die for the things that they say, and I can't just be quiet, so I gotta be brave, cause this is America. Lately it's scaring us, but one good man can change it all in a day.
Hey guys, welcome to Thursday night. Again, I had to play around with my microphone because for some reason StreamYard keeps on not putting on my microphone. I don't know what's going on. So I'm hoping to be in a better mood. Obviously, everyone's in a sad mood. I talked to Roland, helped him out because he'll be doing his StreamYard. Starting to do StreamYard like I'm doing so he can share videos. So we spent about an hour and 15 minutes of him trying to get organized and learning about StreamYard, so he'll be able to do like myself, Jeff Freedom, for the last 5 years of instead of holding up his phone to the camera and making people listen or seeing pictures, he'll be able to learn what I've learned and show his viewers of what he has to show and stuff like that. So it just I'm a grown man, I'm an alpha male. It takes a lot for me to feel sad and disgusted, with different kinds of emotions. These past 2 days have been kind of like an emotional roller coaster because, you want to believe in everything with God and all the good stuff, and we all know about evil. But obviously when one of God's angels gets, gunned down, it's like that analogy I told you guys about a couple of weeks ago with the whole why they go after children. And after learning the main reason why they go after children with abduction, rape, uh, rituals, sacrifices, kidnapping, you name it, is because what the devil does is he literally turns the faith of those parents against God, because the first person they blame is God. And there's going to be a lot of people that are going to question, and we're talking millions and millions of people that are going to be questioning themselves, is why did God take away such a good person? Someone that had no hatred in them, but just loved to debate. And I'm going to be honest with you, I've always said this, even on a few of my lives, but I could debate with the best of them, but there's no way I could ever win a debate against Charlie Kirk. The guy was a walk-in encyclopedia, and I thought I had street sense and common sense, but that guy was just, he had a different way to him to debate without any hatred, which is just amazing why I followed them all this time. Now, welcome to Thursday night's podcast, guys. Before we begin and do more stuff, I'm going to do the shoutouts like I always do. And let's get, I got a video to show you guys, and I'll get your guys' reactions and what you guys think of what could be the cause of what happened to Charlie Kirk. Even though you've seen a ton of trolls today with it's been staged, and he was wearing a bulletproof vest, and his finger, the ring on his finger bounced from this finger to this finger. I've heard it all. I've seen it all. It's been staged. That one is unbelievable. And the question I say, if it's been staged, it doesn't matter. He's never coming back, even if it's been staged. You don't even understand. Even if it was staged, with 99.9% wasn't staged, he still isn't going to come back in the picture and say, "Hey guys, welcome. I never got killed, by the way. That was all staged." That's never going to happen, just to let you guys know. So anyway, let's start off with the podcast of welcoming our common sensors, our purebloods, our once upon a time purebloods, our American family, our Canadian patriots, and we'll get the show on the road. All right, first one's going out to Yolanda, Miss Judy Horn from Kentucky, Gilles Bourgeois, Miss Therese, Massalina, Miss Nancy, Miss Michelle from Ontario. How you doing, Peter? Roland, all the way. Roland Cat. Oh, Roland, not that Roland. Okay, how you doing, Roland? Who else here? Marcel, Robbie Show. How you doing, Marcel? Miss Jane from Florida. Vincent, brother from a different mother. How you doing, Nancy from St. Mary's? Miss Debbie Gray. David from the great country of America. Well, besides what just happened, it's still a great country. You can't stop all the demons. How you doing, Melanie from Tennessee? Miss Brenda Pryor, Juanita, Jane, Jeanette, and Mr. Joel Dagg, brother from different mother. How you doing, Anne from Moncton? Kathy, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I'll just call it, it's not Gail, Guil, Guil, Guil Michaud. Don't kill the messenger. Sometimes I have problems reading names. How you doing, Mike, Mac, Mr. Sean from Oshawa, Ron from the Peg area, John from Pennsylvania. Who else? Miss Kim, Dan Marsh, Lisa Bork. Who else? Miss Lisa from Ontario. Mo. I think, what else? Miss Jan. Grabowski, Denny, the Jet Cormier, brother from a different mother, and the list goes on and on, guys. So first things first, I'm going to play a little video for you. They said on Facebook that the girl from Ukraine died in the Ukraine. Yeah, that was another thing, Michelle, that I want to talk about even before the whole Charlie Kirk, is there's a lot of videos and photos, not videos, but photos of the girl that died on the train that was attacked. They apparently used her as a crisis actor in Ukraine to one of the videos that they were posing as. She was like a paramedic and she died or something. But that could be, I can guarantee that could be definitely staged, because like I said, I think I said this even before, they are going to do a race war. They've been doing race wars, and for the longest time now. Ever since Trump got into power, they've been doing race wars, telling the president is prejudiced and racist and all that stuff, just to try to start a race war, because they know that is probably the number one thing they could try to get Americans to divide them, is start this race war, and they're still trying to this very day. The shooter with Charlie Kirk, I thought it was two things. I said, definitely they're going to try to pin this on a transgender, right? Mental illness, again, to go against the transgender and the people that call themselves whatever they call them, fridges and cats. Or it's going to be a black person to definitely do a whole civil war against the black people. Because if you've been watching in the last 2 weeks, they've been pushing a lot of blacks against whites. I mean, it's getting to the point that even the blacks are saying, hey, what the hell is going on here? You know what I mean? That's why they're going with the whole black fatigue on a lot of stuff, which I'm sure you guys heard of the black fatigue. And now you even have the blacks getting tired of black fatigue. So they don't know who the shooter is right now, which I find that hard to believe. But I guarantee they're gonna find someone to pin this on. But as a person with common sense, I know for 100% that this was a military operation. And there's a few reasons why I believe it was a military operation, because of the strike where it was hit, including the person, which I don't know if people seen the video, but there was someone besides Charlie Kirk that was given the baseball signs of this and this, pretty much grabbing his stomach and his ear and his hat. Those are baseball signs, obviously. So all I could say for that is it was definitely not stage. I almost said the word stage. It was definitely pre-planned. It was definitely professional. All right, especially where the video I seen with the person on the building with with a rifle, with a sharpshooter. Guaranteed. You can't just shoot from way back there and hit him in the spot that was a kill shot. Because I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, Charlie always wore bulletproof vests. Okay, don't quote me on that, but there were some videos I seen he was wearing a bulletproof vest. So they knew automatically that he was wearing a bulletproof vest. So either way, it was organized. So I'm going to show you something here. You guys, take it as it is. And we'll go from there. We'll play the whole tribute for Charlie Kirk for the first 30 minutes, and then we'll get into the politics for the last 30 minutes. Because again, I don't like assuming stuff, and I love the guy with a passion. So I have to dedicate and keep his memory alive of trying to figure out and of what is going on. But it definitely wasn't some BS with a stage event. They really did assassinate this guy, and he actually talked about it, that he feels that he might get assassinated for Israel. And I've already said this once, I said this twice. If there was a disgusting country in the entire world, and I'm not pro Hamas, I'm not pro Israel, I'm not pro this or that, all I know is Israel is one of the most demon place in the entire world. Of everything that could possibly happen comes from Israel, just to let you know. All right. And I'm going to show you a video with Trump literally before this all happened with Charlie Kirk. This I was supposed to share this video with I can't even pronounce his name, Netanyahu, whatever you call him, the president of Israel. I never can pronounce his last name, but Trump issued a warning to him. So first things first, I want to show you guys this video of the gentleman with Charlie Kirk doing a sign. All right, so it's 10 seconds long. I want you to guys take a look on the back of Charlie Kirk with a gentleman with a white shirt. As you can see the guy giving out the sign, grabs his hat, grabs his ear. All right, I'm going to show you guys that again. Check the guy out in back of Charlie Kirk for the person that never seen. So right there, he's holding up the cell phone, checks his ear, checks his hat. All right, checks his ear, checks his hat. Now, that could be a few things, guys. It could be an agent that could be, doing a couple things, like a Secret Service kind of thing. But the thing is that I found weird, he was literally pointing the camera directly to Charlie Kirk at the same time. He was doing the crowd, and then when he did his sign, he turned his phone towards Charlie Kirk. That's the thing I found weird about all of this. So what other photos? Did I have any photos that I want to share on the whole Charlie Kirk. Even though it's 9/11 today, that was another thing. I had a whole bunch of stuff for 9/11, even though we all know that 9/11 was a huge setup, by the government. That's 110%. Take it to the bank. I would sell everything that I own in this world to put everything on that was a stage event done by George Bush and whoever was behind George Bush and all that. That's 110% guaranteed. So let's go with, since we're on Charlie Kirk, let's go with this 2-minute and 45-second video from this woman. Don't know who she is, but she has a good point. And I don't like sharing some things to some, not podcasters, but TikTokers, unless they make a good point. So check this out and we'll talk about it in a second.
Charlie Kirk was not assassinated because he was political. He was eliminated because he broke the silence contract. Give me 60 seconds and we'll break down the moment he crossed the line. On the surface, this looks like another political hit, but here's what activated his execution. He started threading Epstein's network out loud, not just speculation, real connections, Mossad, US politicians, foreign blackmail. Then he hosted a fair debate with a Zionist. He was not hateful, he was surgical. That's when they called him anti-Semitic. Not for hate, but for breaking narrative control. When you decode Babylon, they don't debate you, they delete you. Here's why this was military, not civilian. This wasn't some angry leftist with a gun. It was field level precision. Neck shot, mid-speech, in public. Plane leaves the airspace, disables tracking, then turns it back on. Multiple fake shooters reported. That's a mimic tactic. Classic covert play. Confuse the crowd, flood the feed, delay the truth until everyone forgets. This was not about Charlie. It was about you. If they can kill the face of the resistance, they hope the body will shut down. But the 144,000 don't go quiet. We build. Seal your nervous system. Decode the operation. Anchor the scroll. I promise you, Babylon's blueprint is cracking. The fear ritual did not work. Why? Because sovereigns don't broadcast fear. We collapse it. This assassination was not red versus blue. It was a pressure valve. When too much truth leaks out, Babylon hits the kill switch. But that only works when you forget that you're the firewall. If they can do this in plain sight, what else have they done that you have not decoded yet? Don't just comment. Don't just repost. Scan your field. This isn't commentary. This is war. Remember, Charlie was the warning. You are the response.
Members of Congress are actively being blackmailed. The Epstein playbook is being used on a daily basis. Jeffrey Epstein was not a financier. He was not a hedge fund manager. Jeffrey Epstein was a key player in a multi-decade blackmail operation against the most powerful people on the planet.
So, yeah, as you guys can see, she makes some very good points. Obviously, we know that Jeffrey Epstein was a part of the Mosaic. I don't even know what those people call themselves, but the Mosaic, the most powerful group in the entire world. So obviously, he was hitting a lot of comments, a lot of pointers. But the Moisat is what he was talking about, because that's what Jeffrey Epstein really was. He was working for, he was an agent for the Moisat, because Ghislaine Maxwell's father was an agent for that group. Just in case no one knew that, which I'm pretty sure that everyone that's following me knows about that. So anyway, that was the kicker for that. That makes sense. It wasn't a stage event. No, they're not in protective custody. Him and the female from the Ukraine. That doesn't even make sense why they would put a girl from Ukraine, just a female, not even a nobody, into protective custody. That's got to be the most silliest thing I've ever heard, to be honest with you. She was a nobody. All right. So why would they want to put her in protective custody? I mean, people have lost their common sense, and it's not your fault, people's faults for saying that. It just, yeah, the Mozart. It just doesn't even make any sense. All right, it really isn't. It really doesn't make any sense for anyone to say that. I heard that, that they got Charlie Kirk and the woman that got slaughtered in a train in some kind of protective custody. I can't even answer that because it's just too silly for me to even go that far. So it is what it is for that. Like I said, it's going to be very interesting. And you know what they're going to do? I'm going to tell you exactly what they're going to do, everyone, is they're going to wait a couple days. All right. Like she said, they're going to wait a couple days, 2-3 days. And then another false flag is going to happen. And do you guys know why another false flag is going to happen? Because she kind of mentioned it a while ago, that video I just showed. They're going to come out with another false flag because they try to do it on the same day with Charlie Kirk shooting, by the way, because they did a shooting in the same state as what happened to Charlie Kirk with a shooting in a school. But what they're going to do is there's going to be another false flag that's going to be even just as big, if not big, not by killing someone that we know, but just something to literally take the distraction off of Charlie Kirk. That's what they're going to do. So we can forget about Charlie Kirk and literally move on to the next, because that's what you watch. Within, what's today? Today's Thursday. Within Saturday or Sunday, mark my words, either it's a tornado, a hurricane, a flood, another false flag of a shooting in a school, but anything. It's going to do something. Maybe another black person murders another white person, because that definitely always gets the whites pissed off. Either way, there's going to be another distraction in the next 2-3 days, and it's going to be to the point that people are going to lose their minds and forget about Charlie Kirk, because they know there's a resistance building up as we speak right now. So just you watch and see. I mean, it's such an easy manipulative game that they play. They're not the smartest people in the world, especially when you're not when you're awake. It's actually, you can see through the BS so clearly, to be honest with you. It's actually pretty sad that people can't see through this. I'm going to show the Trump video of him giving the warning before the whole Charlie Kirk stuff. I'm going to give you a video that came out with Trump and Israel. This could have been a distraction too. You know what I mean? Because this came out a day or two prior to Charlie Kirk, just to let you know. So could this have been a distraction from this? Check this out.
Did you hear? Donald Trump just cut off direct contact with Benjamin Netanyahu. Not a diplomatic hiccup, not a scheduling conflict, a break. Because Trump believes Netanyahu tried to manipulate him and sabotage peace. And this isn't just about feelings. This is about strategy. Trump recently removed Mike Waltz, his own national security advisor, for back-channeling with Netanyahu. Waltz had been holding unauthorized talks, reportedly pushing a more aggressive stance towards Iran. While the public heard diplomacy, others were whispering war. Trump didn't just ignore it. He demoted Waltz, sent him to the United Nations. That was the first signal. And now comes the second. Trump is done with Netanyahu. Done being played. Done being pushed towards another endless war. And here's the kicker. It's not just our opinion. Major outlets from the Washington Post to Middle East Monitor are reporting this. Trump's break with Netanyahu is real. The Waltz demotion confirmed. This is a geopolitical earthquake, but the media won't say it out loud, so we will. For years, the nation-state of Israel, not the Jewish people, not the religion, but the regime, has used America like a weapon, weaponized loyalty, weaponized history, all while hiding behind the shield of faith. But Trump sees it now. He sees the Epstein web, the Mossad ties, the Maxwells, Ghislaine and her father, Robert, an Israeli agent embedded in media and power for decades. This isn't conspiracy. These ties have been long whispered in intelligence circles, and Trump's walking away from it. This isn't isolationism, it's clarity. He's not abandoning peace, he's demanding it, on American terms, not Israeli ones. And to those on the left who still are infected with Trump derangement syndrome, stand down. You are no longer the resistance. You are the interference. Bury your egos. A peacemaker is at the helm, and you, ironically, have become the war hawks. History will remember who stood in the way of peace. We are not your pawns. We are not your silence. My friends, we are all anonymous.
So that just happened a day or two prior to Charlie Kirk. So could that be something that, for a distraction of what really is happening? Because everything revolves around Israel. Remember how it's always been said, save Israel for last? Well, everything revolves around Israel with all the corruption in the world, believe it or not. So that's 100%. There's nothing more corrupted than a Jew from Israel, just to let you know. Now, apparently, the American Jews are worse than the Jews that live in Israel. I tend not to believe that, obviously. And that's my take, because I don't really care about Jews, and I really do not care about Israel. But I do know that they believe that they are God's people. That's in their minds, that they are the rightful people of God, of Jesus. So everything that's planned out throughout the world is Israel's got their hands in it. Don't ask me why, even though I know that Israel has never been a country up until in the 1940s, which I wish people would stop arguing with me and say, no, Israel's been around since Jesus. No, it hasn't. The Rockefellers took a piece of land down in Palestine and turned it into a country and called it Israel. That was the 100% truth. I've already showed videos of how Israel was formed and owned by the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Soros, and all, the 13 families, I guess you could say. So that is it for that one. And what's going on throughout the world. I mean, there's so much things happening as we speak right now. It's just so hard to keep up with the amount of, what's going on in London that we were talking the other night with Roland. Governments are going down everywhere. And look what happened in Nepal, what they're doing. Like, they literally, that started, just to let you know, in Nepal, that government went down because, check this out, is Nepal's government, like Canada's government, we're trying to take away social media from the people so they wouldn't be able to get the news and they wouldn't be able to use social media. So the, I won't say kids, but the people lost their shit. And that's what actually happened in Nepal. All right. Had nothing to do with anything else, but exactly what they're trying to do here in Canada by taking away free speech and being able to find out what's going on around the world through social media. That's what's going on in Nepal. They burnt everything down. And I've been saying that to people. I'm not worried what happens in Canada because I know what is coming around the corner. But the big bad orange man has already warned Mark Carney and the dumb liberals that if you try to stop free speech in Canada, you are going to be hit so hard with tariffs that I can guarantee you it's going to hit the Canadians so hard that they'll be asking for an election like the next day, all right, for a vote of non-confidence. And it's going to happen. If you guys think that Mark Carney is going to stay in power for 4 years, you're crazy. I hope he does. I actually hope he does for the mere fact that it will definitely destroy the Liberal Party for the longest time. At least for 10, 15 years, the Liberal Party will be demolished, all right? Pretty much like the NDPs. So I'm hoping he does stay in power 4 years because it will put a lot of hurt on a lot of people, probably including myself, but I can tough it out. We're survivors. All humans are survivors, but it's what's needed, all right? It's really what's needed for Canadians. And then if we go back to the polls, and yes, Ireland too, all the countries in UK, France, the French government has completely collapsed. By the way, Ireland, I guess in Ireland, what's gonna happen in Ireland is the fact that what's his name? I can't believe it. Connor, the fighter for the MMA. I can't believe I'm having a brain fart. Not that I really care about the leprechaun. Conor McGregor. He's actually going to be voted in the next president. Just to let you know, in Ireland, like it's going to be a complete landslide. Yes, go back, and it keeps doing it. Yes, go out back, and it keeps doing it. I'm freezing, guys, because I'm not freezing on my end. So if I'm not freezing on my end, I don't know why you guys would be froze. But anyway, Conor McGregor is going to be the next president of Ireland, and shit's going to hit the fan in Ireland. You can guarantee they're going to be deporting left and right. I can promise you that. And if you think Trump is bad, this man's going to be deporting himself. You probably using his own boat to make sure they're out of the country. And because we're on this this thing about immigrants and stuff like that, let me just show you what's really going on in the UK, because the UK is so screwed, guys, that this mayor, there's a town in, and I wish Lisa was on. Lisa's lives in the UK, because there's this town called Brighton in the UK. All right. I'm going to show you a little video of Brighton that just elected their mayor. You guys are not going to like this one.
You must look what is your food, what is your body need, your body.
Brighton's newly elected mayor, Mohammed from Bangladesh, is raising eyebrows across the UK. Despite holding one of the highest offices in the city, he has one major challenge. He can hardly speak English. Yes, you heard that right. Brighton's new leader is struggling with the language of the very nation he now governs. For many residents, this is a shocking revelation. How can a mayor effectively lead a diverse city like Brighton without fluency in English? With this unexpected twist, some are wondering whether he can truly represent the needs of the community. But that's not all. In his first public address, Mohammed delivered an unusual message, telling people that health is far more important than material wealth. Without health, wealth means nothing, he declared, urging the citizens of Brighton to prioritise their well-being above all else. As tensions rise and questions swirl, one thing is certain: Mohammed's leadership is already causing a stir. Can Brighton really thrive under a mayor who is still learning the basics of the language? Or is this a disaster waiting to unfold? What do you think? Is this the beginning of a major crisis for Brighton? Or will Mohammed prove his critics wrong? Share your thoughts below.
So can you imagine that? If you don't think UK's is not down in a toilet, and it's not just him, there's like 6 or 7 mayors that are literally mayors, 6 or 7 positions that are mayors that are all Muslim in UK. So that's the whole point, is to get them into the politics and literally bring Sharia law and all that stuff, just to let you know, because that's what they're doing across the UK, and that's what they're going to be doing in Canada in another 3 to 5 years, to get them into politics right now. Even here in Moncton, just to let you guys know, down here in my own province, in my city, I actually seen 3 or 4 of them that were Muslims, that were in conservatives or liberal. Either way, it didn't matter. I mean, I would rip their signs out of the ground and probably piss all over them, to be honest with you, but they were ripped out of the ground. But that's what the plan is to try to get as many immigrants to bring their kind in, and that will be the end of it, to be honest with you. Is it going to happen? No, it's not going to happen. Are they going to try? Oh, yeah, they're going to try, because there's so much things happening with them. It's getting out of hand. I'll show you a little bit of France.
Look at this, guys. Where are we right now? Where on earth are we right now? If you had to drop me off here without knowing, I would say we just landed in Accra or Dhaka or somewhere in Ghana. Guys, this is Paris in 2025.
They're lying about the numbers.
They're lying about the numbers. They are not telling us the truth. They are not disclosing the census. What's going on here?
They're selling vegetables.
The vegetable markets, fruits. Don't worry.
I'm worried, but come still.
Yeah. I don't want to document what's going on.
Yeah, no, I know.
Fruit.
Just do it from behind me.
Yeah. Obviously, Fred's trying to do his job, and I'm trying to do mine. We're trying to find the balance of safety and documentation at the same time. I've been told not to film countless amounts of times already. Why? If it's just the market, why can't I film? Bro, imagine you come on your honeymoon with your girlfriend or something, you book an Airbnb, and you end up in this part of town and you don't know. Like these two over here.
We can we
Like
use
this.
the Western alphabet, and we have English and French share some similarities, so we can find a way around. But imagine if you used Chinese symbols or
Japanese or something.
you wouldn't know what the f to do.
Yeah, just to let you guys know, in that whole video with all those people, there was only 4 white people in that whole video, just to let you know, and which is pretty darn sad. That whole video, 4, and that was Paris. Paris of all places, 4 people. That's actually going to look like Moncton pretty soon, just to let you know. As disgusting as that might seem, that's exactly what Moncton's going to look like in about 2 to 3 years. Because I'm seeing it right now. And I'm sure that most of the people that are watching that are from the New Brunswick area, especially the Moncton area, there's a few here. You're going to be. I hope you guys see that, because that's exactly what's going to be happening in Moncton, of the amount of Africans that I've seen that they're bringing in here, and they're doing it all over the place. Of course, with the Push Start Indians also, but the Africans are definitely going to literally. Take up a good chunk of the area, let's just say. But check out this video. It's actually the definition of Muslims for the people that think that they know anything about the Muslim religion. I want you guys to check out this definition of Muslim from this person, and you're going to see if this is not the most disgusting religion in the entire world, even though they believe marrying 9-year-old little girls is something that is good. Check this out.
If you're a feminist or a lefty and you approve of this shit and you want people like this in your country, you're what the fuck is wrong with the world today.
In essence, generally in classical Islamic thought, it is taken for granted that a Muslim man can have up to 4 wives at once. In addition to the 4 wives, he can have an unlimited number of concubines. Which refer to women who are basically have slave status. When they are owned by her master, a woman owned by her master has to freely give herself to the master. The master has the right to have sexual relations with her as though she were one of his wives. The believers are those who guard their private parts except from their wives.
They're literally in your face saying that they can have 4 wives and unlimited sexual partners, and you can't do nothing about it, because if you rebel, you'll be punished. You know, there's a reason why Christianity is the only religion that is truly feared around the world. Feared for the right reason, because it teaches you to live a life of love, to live a life of forgiveness, to treat everybody as an equal, and love everybody like your brother and your sister. A religion that doesn't kill you if you don't believe in it. You're welcome to choose your path. You know, they say that the devil is the king of this world. And that would explain a lot. Like, why is Christianity forbidden to be preached, but you can preach Islam on the streets of London or anywhere in Europe without any sort of repercussions? People that use religion as a way of explaining or justifying their predatory sexual activities is not the kind of person who you want to be neighbors with.
So yeah, guys, I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on with Facebook, because it's not freezing on my side, but I just watched the video on my cell phone here, and once in a while I might see it freeze on you guys. And I'm sorry, I there's nothing I can do when it comes to Facebook, to be honest with you. I'm sorry for that, but that's the price you pay for sharing videos and all that stuff on StreamYard that goes to Facebook. Sometimes, I'm even surprised they haven't banned me yet. So it's just a matter of time before they ban the account with, Zuckerberg's BS community standards. So as much as I hate to say it, and I don't think you guys understand how bad it's going to get in Canada. But check out this 24-second video of what Trump literally comes out and says. And this is the kind of leader that I would be for the person that lives up in Saint Leonard in New Brunswick. She just mentioned Gail or Guel. She just mentioned the Africans are coming in St. Leonard in New Brunswick. Guys, for the people that don't know anything about New Brunswick, St. Leonard is like a small knit tight community with just French people. It's like in the middle of effing nowhere. And now when you have someone like Gail or Guel telling me that the Africans are actually going there now, that is done by design. All right. No African's going to sit there and say, you know what, I think it's good that we go move to St. Leonard. You know what I mean? Because there literally is nothing up there. All right. Just to let you know, not to insult the people up there, but there really isn't. So it's all, this is how it starts. It just starts with one family, and then watch what happens until I can get my party together and then we do some stuff. But I'm going to show you a couple more things that you people that if you don't know about this, especially in New Brunswick, you guys are going to be really pissed off on this. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you a couple things. Number one, this is in New Brunswick, just to let you guys know that live in New Brunswick. This just came out. This is French, right? So what they're doing at the cafeterias in all those French schools is they're turning the cafeteria food into halal food, just to let you know. It says, la décision par le Carrefour d'école Grand Moncton utilise chemin de viande. So what that means is they're changing all the food, all the meat in the greater Moncton area into meat, halal meat, just to let you know. All right, just to let you know. So that is going to be all over the place. And that's, again, Muslim. But the thing that gets me is this was sent to me today. Check this out for the people in New Brunswick. This is in KIRK. This should go good with the girl in Saint Leonard. In KIRK, they're welcoming Muna Salatina or whatever and Nassim Mahahawi that arrived from Algeria. And the town is giving them $500. All right. The town is welcoming them and giving them $500 to these newcomers. What in the F is going on in New Brunswick? How? I don't know what this little town of KIRK, you guys got to see this little town. If you think Saint Leonard, where the place I was just talking about was bad, this KIRK town is just as small. And why are they having these Nigerians moving there, or Algerians, or whatever they're called, moving into this small community? Because that's how it starts. But not only are they moving there, but the town, the council, which, guys, this is why when I start my party, we're going after the councils, we're going after the school districts, we're getting rid of the wokenism, we're getting rid of all these town folks, these effing people that are in these town committees. We're going to try to replace them with actually real Canadians that know what the hell is going on. But they're giving these people $500 when I can guarantee there's families up in KIRK and the small fishing community that are literally hurting right now for money. All right. I guarantee you guys didn't see that one. Please tell me. Right. Let's see. Anybody? Yeah. Halal equals evil, Nancy. That's exactly what it spells. I would say unbelievable at this point. Nothing surprises me anymore. It's Gil. Oh, Gil. Oh, well, sorry about that, Gil Michaud. But yeah, just to let you know, I bet you guys never knew that, right? So yeah, $500, guys. And you know what makes me laugh? I'm going to show you something, all right? And this, again, was in New Brunswick. This is actually my hometown of Bucktouche. But I want you guys to see this. I want you guys to read it. And most of you guys probably can't read it because it's too small. So I'll read it for you. But I want to see what you guys are going to say about this, all right? Because if you're somewhat awake, you should be able to pick this up really fast. If you're really awake, you should pick this up really fast. All right. So I'm going to see your guys' comments in a second here. But I want to see if you guys pick this up. All right. So a man who allegedly exposed himself near Bucktoosh business identified. So apparently they identified of a man that exposed himself in my hometown of little town of Bucktoosh. He's been identified. So the New Brunswick RCMP, which is the most corrupted police force in the world, says it has identified a man who had allegedly exposed himself near a business in Bucktoosh. Police say the incident happened on Irving Boulevard, which is the main street. So I want you guys to look at that. All right. Do you think there's anything wrong with this man exposing himself on September the 3rd, no, there's no name, but that's not what I'm looking for. Anybody? Anybody with this? Anybody? Do you think that is wrong of someone who allegedly exposed themselves in Bucktoosh? Anybody? Do you think that's wrong? Yes or no? Obviously, we know the right answer. But what do you guys think? I'll wait for some comments. Yes or no? Because the RCMP are probably going to charge this person for allegedly exposing himself. Anybody? Is this good or bad? Mike says yes, it's bad. Annette says wrong. Yes, it's wrong. Anybody else? Sylvia says it's bad. Yep. Okay. Anybody else? He never got arrested. That's not the point. But yeah, yes, it's wrong. Okay. So the question I ask you guys, all right, Nick says it's so wrong. Okay. So I ask you guys this. If it's so wrong, if this is so wrong, and I got to find it so I can get it out off here. If it's so wrong, let me ask you guys this. What's going on in the Toronto gay parades? When there's, and let's not forget about the Toronto bicycle ride with all those nude guys driving the bicycles. What about those Pride Month parades, especially with the nude that I showed? Anybody? What's going on there? Everybody says it's so wrong. Yeah. So Debbie just says wrong unless you're an LGBTQ 123 BINGO. Guys, if that's so wrong, why are they doing bike rides with all nude boomers downtown Toronto, and the Pride parade with all these half naked men and naked men? There's nudity every time. Yeah, that's wrong too. But the question I'm asking, all right, the question I'm asking is, why is the RCMP after this guy? Why are they after him? But when you go to Toronto or all these big cities, they're doing all this on the streets, on parades in front of kids. It's sick, all right? It's completely out of your effing mind, all right? So the question I ask is, if I was that gentleman and I got charged, if I got charged for showing my wang, or allegedly, I would literally show videos and pictures in the court system about this pride, every pride parade in the cities, every nude bike ride in the cities, and say, well, if you're going to charge me, you're going to charge all these people too. Am I right? Because, I mean, that makes complete sense, right? I wish I could go out right now and get charged for nudity. All right. To be honest with you, if I wasn't a father of one and I had decency in me, I go out and get charged for nudity and bring it to court and have a bunch of videos and a bunch of pictures of grown men doing bike rides nude. And I would say, here, I dare you to charge me, because as soon as you charge me, it sets a precedent. And I guarantee it sets a precedent that any other man that is ever nude in public will be charged, right? And like you said, Debbie, I know with the corrupt judges, we all know how it goes. Exactly. But you know what? They would have no other choice. All right. I would set a precedent. I hate judges as much as I hate Jews. All right. There's no, I can't remember ever of a good judge, to be honest with you, except one judge until I found out he was complete liberal, and now his son's a liberal, big time liberal in the Liberal Party, but I won't name him, but he was always good to me. So yeah, so that's just a common sense thing. Irene, I don't know why I'm freezing on your guys' end on a few ends, but we'll leave it to that. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. So also this piece of crap right here, the Premier of Ontario. So he's making the whole statement that, guess what? The his remarks about kids, that he's saying that kids are not looking hard enough for these jobs. So don't blame the immigrants for getting all these jobs. He's saying that the kids are not looking hard enough. So Ford's remarks come less than a week after StatsCan reported that Ontario shed 26,000 jobs in August, the most of any province. I guess the kids are not looking hard enough, guys. All right? The kids are not looking hard enough. Ontario need to get rid of this fat piece of shit, and they need to get rid of him like tomorrow or yesterday. All right? But the problem is there's nobody actually running against him. All right? Because they're not going to pick a liberal. And if they pick a liberal, that's not helping. But he's a liberal himself. All right? So they need to have someone. All right? They need to have someone out there to somewhere in Ontario to go against this fat POS. All right? And the problem is I don't know what to tell you of who can do it. Okay? To be honest with you, I'm only going to worry about my province, but Ontario is a huge problem, and it's a whole different country right now. All right? It's a whole different country. I don't even know where you guys would start. First thing I would start is go to this rally that's September 13th, which is coming up. Just to let you know, September 13th. Take a look at the rally that's going on September 13th against the immigration. That would be for the people in Toronto or in Ontario or near Toronto. I'd be doing my best of trying to get to that rally, because strength comes in numbers, and coming up with a plan. That would be the best thing that this Joe Anjar can do, is come up with a plan. Showing up with a bunch of people and doing a circle jerk and holding up signs is not going to do anything to the politicians. It's coming up with a plan. All right. And there's nothing better than social media when you're trying to develop a foundation for a plan. That's why I want to bring Joe on my show. But of course, he was too busy, which is fine. He doesn't look like a man that's very intelligent when it comes to having a plan. All right, kind of reminds me of the fake heroes that kind of snatched away the thunder from the people, the real people that organized the Freedom Convoy. And we're not going to name those two people, but it is what it is. I try to bring him on the show to ask him what his plan is. Holding up signs and yelling on a bullhorn ain't going to get you nowhere except a waste of time. But you know what? Put a plan together and come up with a solution and start off like that, and then definitely just completely flood the social media with everything that you could possibly can, from podcasts to TikTok videos, you name it. That's how it gets out. Not by listening to CTV News or doing things on whatever CBS, whatever Canadian CBC, whatever Canadian news is out there, because I don't follow the news. But that's what I want to do with Joe. Ford is in liberal in disguise. Yeah, Ford has always been a closet libtard. He's shown his stuff right now. To be honest with you, he needed to go He needed to go when the pandemic was out. To be honest with you, I don't even know how he got back in. And just to let you guys know, when with the whole there's evilness out here. I know I'm bouncing all over the place, but check out for the people that are big wrestlers and wrestler fans. I mean, this is The Rock. So obviously The Rock, which I talked about among other celebrities. Look at The Rock, what he looked like before, and look like The Rock, what he looks like now, even though there's tons of videos of The Rock that sold his soul to the devil. All right. Just to let you know this is The Rock. There's nothing that has changed from The Rock. Besides, I think he was taken out a long time ago. All right. A long time ago. But look at the person that's playing The Rock right now and tell me if that's really The Rock. If it's really The Rock, well, I can promise you something's going on. All right. I do believe that the real Rock is long gone a long time ago. But especially when he did that Saturday Night Live skit where he was pretending that they eat children. Remember that skit, guys? I think I don't think I shared it with you guys a couple years ago or a year ago. And then he had an interview with some kids and a father, and he asked the kid, "How old are you?" And the kid said 12. He goes, "Oh, you're too old. We don't eat kids over 10 years old or something." I mean, seriously? So, could have been playing around. Who knows? But looks like the old adrenochrome is not getting to you, the Rock. So it's just a matter of time. But we all know the real Rock is no longer. And so I think, guys, that will probably be it for tonight, because I might have another video for you. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to play another video for you. It's with Donald Trump. And this is the video I was talking about. Donald Trump did this video. Apparently, it was like 6 years ago. I didn't know that. It's Manny that told me about this video, that it was 6 years ago, but I thought it was pretty funny. Check out what Donald Trump says. It's 25 seconds. And this is how I said this a while ago, and then I rambled on. But this is exactly how I would come out and speak at my rallies.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on. You have no choice.
You gotta love that guy. I mean, you tell me, if anyone can ever talk about a leader that's ever said that, all right, you tell me. Apparently that video is 6 years old. I don't know if that's true. To be honest with you, I don't know. That's what Manny told me. Maybe it is. Either way, he said it. He actually came out and said it, that they need to stop Muslims from coming in. He knows the reason why the Muslims are coming in. He's not stupid. But again, drip, 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 drop. Drip, 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 flood. All right. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, he is what he is. And he knows exactly what's going on. He's not stupid. We're not stupid, obviously. But if you don't think there's nothing happening in the world, I'm just going to play this 1 and 3 second video. And trust me, he's not just saying this for the hell of it. And I've already shared somewhat of this video, but not as much as this one. This one's like a little bit shorter.
I was the perfect person. I was like central casting. Central casting, you can't cast it. What do you have? You don't have anybody in Hollywood that looks like these guys.
These are central casting. If I'm doing a movie, I pick you, General Mattis.
Vice President Pence, he's a real talent, a real guy, and he is central casting. Do we agree? Central casting. Our NRCC chair, Tom Emmer, this guy's like central casting. You couldn't pick a better guy in Hollywood. There's no actor. And he's central casting. Look at that guy, central casting. Judge Kavanaugh, who's central casting.
Everyone is central casting. Central casting. Glasses, pad, boom.
He owns a hotel. Where is he? He's like central casting for ownership of a hotel.
You talk central casting, these guys, you couldn't, I mean, it's incredible. They had a master sergeant there. I could take him right now, bring him to Hollywood, make a military movie, and he's the star of the movie. That happened once before, you know.
You gotta love that guy. Again, central casting, it's all over the place. A lot of these people are being paid to do this. Either way, I love you guys all. But before you leave, remember, I want to show you guys a video, a song that I said that if you would hear the song, you would never look at the song the same way again. Now, I have to play this at the end, because if I played it at the beginning, it'll mess up my whole podcast, because they'll mute the whole podcast. I've already did that before because it's by copyright. So I want you guys to listen to this video, to this song. I'm going to try to find the song. Oh yeah, it's right here. I want you guys to listen to the song, and it will be the outro. It'll be the finishing of the night. But I want you guys to hear the song, see it for yourself, and tell me if this wasn't planned back in the 90s. In the 90s, you guys are going to go to the song and you're like, oh, I know that song. But pay attention to the song and the words. Listen to the words. and try to watch what's on the screen about the song, and you guys will laugh your butts off. And never look at the song the same way you ever did again. Anyway, from myself, I love ya. Thanks for coming out. I'll be back next Monday. Watch if we don't hear a distraction over the weekend. And again, it's a sad day. I love you, Charlie Kirk. If you're in heaven, definitely you're a great man, and you're going to be missed by millions, if not hundreds of millions. And we'll do our best to preach. But you were definitely an inspiration for people like myself to do debates and learn a lot of stuff from you. Anyway, I love you guys all. And like Don Cherry says, you people hold that line. Check out this video and check out the song. You'll never look at the song or hear the song again, or look at the song the way we never knew about it, I guess you could say. Anyway, adios amigos. We'll see you guys next Monday.
Doris Day, Red China, Johnny Ray, South Pacific, Walter Winchell, Joe DiMaggio, Joe McCarthy, Richard Nixon, Studebaker, Television, North Korea, South Korea, Marilyn Monroe. Rosenberg, H-Bomb, Sugar Ray, Panmure, John Randall, the King and I, and the Catcher in the Rye, Eisenhower vaccine, England's got a new queen, Marciano, satire and goodbye. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. We didn't start the fire. No, we didn't light it, but we tried to fight it. Joseph Stalin, Alan Cobb, Nasser and Prokofiev, Rockefeller, Campanella, Communist Bloc, Roy Cohn, one for on, Toscanini, Dacron, Gin, Food Falls, rock around the clock. Einstein, James Dean, Brooklyn's got a winning team. Davy Crockett, Peter Pan, Elvis Presley, Disneyland, Bardo, Budapest, Alabama, Khrushchev, Princess Grace, Peyton Grace, trouble in the Suez. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. We didn't start the fire. No, we didn't light it, but we tried to fight it. Little Rock, Pasternak, Mickey Mantle, Kerouac, Sputnik, Joe and I, Bridge on the River Kwai, Lebanon, Charleston Gold, California baseball, stock, weather, homicide, children of the little mite. Buddy Holly, Ben Hur, Space Monkey, Mafia, Hula Hoops, Castro, Ed's a listen, no-go, U2, Sigmund Freud, Paola and Kennedy, Chucky, Checker, Psycho, Belgians and the Congo. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. We didn't start the fire. No, we didn't light it, but we tried to fight it. Hemingway, Eichmann, Stranger in the Strange Land, Dylan, Berlin, Bay of Pigs invasion, Lawrence of Arabia, British Beatlemania, Ole Miss, John Glenn, Liston Beats, Patterson, Pope Paul, Malcolm X, British politician sex, JFK, blown away. What else do I have to say? We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. We didn't start the fire. No, we didn't light it, but we tried to fight it. But control, Ho Chi Minh, Richard Nixon, back again, moonshot, Woodstock, Watergate, punk rock, Bacon, Reagan, Palestine, terror on the airline, Ayatollahs in Iran, Russians in Afghanistan, Wheel of Fortune, Sally Ride, heavy metal, suicide, foreign debts, homeless vets, AIDS crack, Bernie gets, hypodermics on the shore, China's under martial law, rock and roller, cola wars, I can't take it